and welcome to another week of ROI TV. I am here with my coffee and I am ready to give you the rundown of today's episodes. So let's get started. Today on Your Money, Your Wealth, Joe and Al will be talking about ways to boost your retirement, focusing on how to maximize your Social Security. So of course, this episode is great for people who are nearing 60, but if you are anything like me and you're watching this episode and you're like, this doesn't apply to me, I'm nowhere near retirement, I'll worry about this later down the road, it's actually great to start learning the ins and outs of Social Security now so that you can approach retirement with confidence. I know that when I was buying my first home, I had only wished that I had taken a crash course on real estate. Rather than frantically trying to figure it out in the moment, I probably would have avoided a lot of hiccups along the way. So this is why I love this channel. That's why this channel is so great, because it gives all of us the opportunity to learn about things like Social Security and real estate before we are being confronted with these major life transitions. According to this scary article I read in Forbes, we can't really put all of our eggs in one Social Security basket because we may be seeing a major drop in benefits by 2034, which is not that far away. So, maybe it's better to plan for retirement as if we don't even have a Social Security because we don't really know what's in store for the future. On today's episode of Elder Needs Law, Jason will be interviewing a senior real estate specialist. I didn't even know what this was, but Jason refers to her as the real estate matchmaker, and she really is. She talks about making the process of buying a home for seniors as seamless as possible. This episode is a mandatory watch for those who are in or nearing retirement and are looking for retirement communities or homes. Hi, Jason. Thanks for being here today. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, Kristen. Great to see you. Yeah, sure. Of course. I'm Jason Neufeld. I'm an elder law attorney in Florida. Elder law really is an umbrella term for multiple different areas, things like probate and guardianship and estate planning, right? Your wills and your trust, powers of attorney, things like that. But what I do that's a little bit different is something called Medicaid planning, which is essentially asset protection for the middle class. People come to me because they need or they're afraid they're going to need help paying for their long-term care, like help with paying for a caregiver at home or in an ALF or in a nursing home. And we work with people who have too much by way of income or assets, and we can legally and ethically protect that to help them get help paying for these long-term care services. So that's what I do. Jason Neufeld, I'm an elder law attorney. I wrote a book, here it is. It's How to Get Medicaid to Pay for Some or All of Your Long-Term Care Expenses Without Having to Wait 5 years, without having to sell your house, without having to go broke first. And we have offices all over Florida, and we certainly help people remotely as well. And that's me, that's what I do.
Why is your show Elder Needs Law relevant to your audience?
It's a great question, Kristen. And what I have devoted myself to doing with this show is really giving people access to information and resources that they might not have known existed. So we just talked about Medicaid planning for a second. A lot of people think that you have to lose all your money, you have to spend all of your money first before you can qualify for help paying for this stuff. And that's just not true. There are legal and ethical ways to protect their assets and get them help, get them access to those resources, again, that they didn't think they had access to. Not only that, but I spent a lot of time interviewing different stakeholders in the community, right? Different government agencies, different nonprofit organizations, because again, there's lots of resources and help available, and it's just kind of hard to find. I don't know exactly why that is, but I've committed myself to providing people with these free access to free or low-cost resources so that they can ultimately improve the quality of their lives.
How long have you been in your industry?
I'm in my 14th year of practicing law, which sounds like a long time, but yeah, 14 going on 15 years.
Tell us why the audience should tune in every week.
People should be tuning in because I'm going to be addressing their specific questions and their specific needs. So I have a sense over my 14, 15 years of doing this, the type of issues that are routinely coming up, but ultimately I plan on being very interactive. I want the viewer to reach out to me directly or reach out to the show directly and say, hey, here's a question that's been on my mind. Here is a problem that I have that I wish I could get help with, or I wish I could find resources that would assist me with this. I want that level of interaction. So when people watch the show, I'm going to be answering their questions directly and hopefully making a very practical and meaningful impact on their lives based on what their needs are.
Thank you so much for being here, Jason.
Kristen, it's my absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Today's episode of ETF Stories is hedging interest rates and volatility. If interest rates are on the rise, how do we invest so that it doesn't affect our portfolio? At the moment, rates are at historical lows, so they really can only go up from here. So for anyone who is nervous about this pending rise in rates, this episode is for you.